Dontez Yates, better known by his stage name Tech N9ne, is an American rapper. He is from Kansas City, Missouri. In 1999, Yates and Travis O'Guin founded the record label Strange Music. Yates has sold over 2 million albums and has had his music featured in film, television, and video games. In 2009, he won the Left Field Woodie Award at the mtvU Woodie Awards. His stage name originated from the Tech N9ne semi-automatic handgun, given to him by rapper Black Walt due to his fast-rhyming chopper style. Yates later applied a deeper meaning to the name, claiming that it stands for the complete technique of rhyme, with tech meaning technique and 9 representing the number of completion. Early life: Dontez Yates was born on November 8, 1971 in Kansas City, Missouri. He began rapping at a very early age, and would rap the letters of his name in order to remember how to spell it. He never met his father, and his mother suffered from epilepsy and lupus when he was a child, which emotionally affected him and inspired him to search for God. He would wander around abandoned buildings with his best friend, Brian Dennis, hoping to catch a ghost on film. In 2003, Dennis was shot and killed by his girlfriend's ex-husband, which further inspired Yates' search for a higher power, as well as giving him the drive to vent his frustrations in his music. Musical career, 1991 to 1999, beginnings and founding Strange Music. Early in his career, Yates was a member of a group formed in 1991 called Black Mafia. He saw glimpses of success in the group 57th Street Rogue Dog Villains with their single Let's Get Fucked Up. As a member of the group Nutthose, Yates signed with Perspective Records in 1993. However, the group disbanded soon after being released from the label. Yates signed with Kest Records briefly before moving to JCO Records. In 1997, Yates joined the group The Regime formed by rapper Yukmuth. The following year, he was featured on the soundtrack for the film Gang Related. Yates appeared on the song The Anthem by Sway and King Tech in 1999, which also featured artists RZA, Eminem, XZIBIT, Pharoah Monch, J.O. Felony, Chino XL, KRS-One, and Kool G Rap. Later that year, he and Travis O'Guin founded the record label Strange Music. 2000 to 2011, underground success and Tech N9ne collabos. In 2001, Yates released the studio album Anelic on JCO Records. After disputes arose about the promotion of the album, Yates and his label severed ties with the JCO with a deal that allowed them to retain the rights to the album. The next year, he released Absolute Power, under a €50 joint venture between Strange Music and MSC Music and Entertainment. The album debuted number 79 on the Billboard 200. The album's sales are said to have tripled following a campaign, going by the name of FTI, was started by the rapper and his label. The campaign, which asked music listeners to legally download the album for free through the artist's own website, was in response to the anti-downloading campaign by the RIAA. In 2006, Yates released the album Ever Ready. The following year, he released Misery Loves Company. Yates announced that the album was the first in a series of Tech N9ne collabos albums that feature a wide range of guest appearances. The following year, Yates released the album Killer. That September, he exceeded 1 million album sales over his entire catalog. Yates remarked of the accomplishment that, "It just reminded me of all the work we'd done in the past, up until now. I don't think it's sunken in yet. I've been celebrating for the last 2 days because that's a hell of an accomplishment. I've been planning success all my life. I'm not even a bit surprised, I'm happy about it. That just means I was right." Yates released his second collabos album, Psychology 101, in April 2009. Yates later performed at the Rock the Bells 2009 festival and the 10th annual gathering of the Juggalos. That October, he released KOD, an acronym for King of Darkness. The album featured a dark overtone, as Yates was dealing with the illness of his mother. An EP of new songs over unused beats from the KOD album was released in 2010 as the Lost Scripts of KOD. Later that year, Yates released his third collabos album, The Gates Mixed Plate. In October, he released his second EP Seepage. On December 23, he released his first mixtape Bad Season, which was later released in retail CD form with a modified track list and without DJ Scream. On June 7, 2011, Yates released All Sixes and Sevens. The album features several hip-hop artists as well as rock artists including B.O.B., E40, Snoop Dogg, Hopsin, T-Pain, J-Rock, Mint Condition, Busta Rhymes, Twista, Lil Wayne, Wolf and Deftones and many others. In 2011, Yates told 411mania.com that after All Sixes and Sevens he planned on releasing his fourth album in the Collabos series titled Welcome to Strangeland, featuring guest appearances from everyone on Strange Music, followed by the long-awaited KABOSH and 816 Boys albums. Then, in July 2011, Yates said in a blog post that Rick Ross has agreed to do a song with him for the KABOSH album and that he is also hoping to have a collaboration with Jay-Z on that album. In the same blog post, he said that the KABOSH album will be a rock album. In another blog post several weeks later, he confirmed that he will begin work on the album after completing Welcome to Strangeland. Following his tour, he announced that he was about to begin work on Welcome to Strangeland and Cluster Fuke, confirming producers for both projects are Mayday is to entirely produce Cluster Fuke. He said he will then begin work on the KABOSH album. Tech N9ne is featured on Lil Wayne's 9th studio album Tha Carter 4 on the song Interlude. The track features a verse from Tech and Andre 3000. During a radio interview with Funkmaster Flex in August 2010, Wayne stated that he and Tech N9ne formed a brotherhood when Yates visited him in jail. In a later interview, Tech N9ne claimed that he thinks the song will awaken a lot of other people that wouldn't usually look his way, and teach all the new fans how to become technicians. 2012 present, EPs and something else. On January 27, 2012, in an interview with Underground TV posted on Tech N9ne's blog, Tech N9ne talked about his 2012 plans, confirming the release of Cluster Fuke, the KABOSH album and an untitled solo album to be released in 2012. In July 2012, it was announced that he would guest on an upcoming remix of one track from Linkin Park's album Living Things. He was featured on the song Edge of Destruction that appears on Machine Gun Kelly's first studio album Lace Up. On September 18, Tech N9ne released an EP titled EBAH. On October 30, Tech N9ne released an EP titled Boiling Point. He announced his 13th studio album would be titled Something Else and would be released on June 25, 2013. The first song released from the album would be BITCH, an acronym for Breaking Into Colored Houses, which features rapper-singer T-Pain. The album would end up being released on July 30, 2013 to universal critical acclaim. The album, which is broken up into three portions Earth, Water and Fire, features guest appearances from B.O.B., Big K.R.I.T., CeeLo Green, The Doors, Game, Kendrick Lamar, Serj Tankian, T-Pain, Try the Truth and Wiz Khalifa, among others, including several artists from Tech N9ne's Strange Music imprint. The album was supported by two singles, So Dope, and Fragile. Tech N9ne announced a new independent grind tour in January 2014, which will include Freddie Gibbs, Christ Calico, Jaron Benton and more. The tour dates were announced on January 30, 2014, and it will run from April 9 until June 28, wrapping up in Kansas City. Style and influences: Yates is known for his dynamic rhyme schemes and speed rap abilities known as the chopper style. Soren Baker of VH1 states that Yates' techniques showcase his wide-ranging, mind-blowing flows. Baker characterizes Yates' earlier work as apocalyptic music, which discussed abortion and infidelity as much as his rapping prowess. AllMusic reviewer Jason Birchmeier calls his style bizarre hardcore rap. Yates says that he is influenced by old-school hip-hop, and specifically cites Slick Rick, N.W.A., Public Enemy, Boogie Down Productions, Eric B. and Rakim, Schoolie D, Biggie Smalls and Just Ice. He is also interested in other genres of music, and lists The Doors, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Elton John, AC/DC, Linkin Park, Metallica, Fluentry, Slipknot, System of a Down, Serj Tankian, Outkast, and Gnarls Barkley as influences. He's remarked generally that I love beautiful music no matter what type. In popular culture, films, Yates' songs have appeared in the films Born to Race, Gang-Related, Alpha Dog, Our Heroes, The 25 Best Black Sports Movies, and The Life of Lucky Cucumber. Yates was originally set to score the entire film Alpha Dog, but the studio decided to replace some of his music with more commercially known songs. In 2009, his song Let's Go was used in an online promotional short film for Axe Body Spray. Yates also appears as an actor in the films Vengeance and Night of the Living Dead, Origins 3D, video games. Several of Yates' songs are featured in the video games Madden NFL 2006, Midnight Club, Los Angeles, EA Sports MMA, and 25 to Life, the latter of which Yates is also an unlockable character. In 2009, Yates and label mate Cries Calico appeared in a promotional video for the Fight Night Round 4 video game. Television. Yates' music has appeared on the television shows Dark Angel, I'm from Rolling Stone, My Super Sweet 16, The Hills, Spike Guy's Choice Awards, and Warren the Ape. In 2008, his song Earthquake was featured on an episode of MTV's America's Best Dance Crew in which the crew had to visually convey the title of the song in their performance. On the August 15, 2009 Striker Force event, Striker Force, Carano vs. Cyborg, MMA fighter Gilbert Melendez entered the arena to Tech N9ne's 2006 song The Beast for his bout with Mitsuhiro Ishida. His song Riot Maker was used as the official theme song for Total Nonstop Action Wrestling's 2010 Hardcore Justice pay-per-view. Yates also appeared on the 2011 Bet Hip Hop Awards in the Bet Cypher with B.O.B., Machine Gun Kelly, Kendrick Lamar, and Big K.R.I.T. in 2012. Tech N9ne appeared on the MTV game show Hip Hop Squares for 3 episodes. In 2013, Tech N9ne's song Demons appeared in the pilot episode of Ironside. On June 24, 2014, Tech N9ne appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live! To perform Fragile, He's a Mental Giant, and Stamina. Discography. Studio albums, The Calm Before the Storm, The Worst, Anelic, Absolute Power, Ever Ready, Misery Loves Company, Killer, Psychology 101, K.O.D. The Gates Mixplate, All Sixes and Sevens, Welcome to Strangeland, Something Else, Strangulation, Special Effects, Filmography, Film, Television, Awards and Nominations, References. External links, Official website.